Okay, hello student, could you hear me?
Yes. Hello,
Okay.
teacher.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good today.
Okay, my name is Sunang and I'm a lecturer from Finance Faculty at Banking Academy. And for this semester, very happy to have a lecture with you of the subject financial organizations. I think before we start, Monitor Vanang, right?
Yes.
Could you check attendance for me firstly, please?
Okay. But I see here. Okay, I will check.
Yeah. For at the beginning of every lectures, please check attendance for me, please, Vanang.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You mark who absent today, and you just tell me the number of students not here right now. Okay.
I see here and
Or when you check attendance, please turn on the webcam, please.
yes. Could you wait for me a little bit?
Yeah, for the other students, during the time I monitor checks attendance, please turn on the webcam, please.
Phương Anh.
Có.
Tuyết Anh.
Có.
Linh Chi.
Có.
Công Đoàn.
Có.
Hương Giang.
Có.
Thu Hà.
Có.
Chu Hiền. Bùi Hiền.
Có.
Mai Hương. Mai Hương.
Có.
Quốc Khánh.
Có.
Trung Kiên.
Có.
Ngọc Linh.
Có.
Diệu Linh. Diệu Linh. Có. Ngọc Mai.
Có.
Quang Minh.
Có.
Kim Ngân.
Có.
Thi Ngọc. Thi Ngọc. Phương Nhi.
Có.
Anh Quân. Anh Quân. Đăng Thành.
Có.
Anh Thư. Anh Thư. Thảo Trang.
Có.
Thanh Trúc.
Có.
Thanh Tùng.
Có.
Thanh Yên.
Có.
Ở đây là thiếu 3 bạn ạ. Bạn Ngọc. Bạn Nhi. Bạn Ngọc, bạn Nhi, bạn Thư và bạn Quân ạ.
Okay.
Là 4 bạn ạ.
Thank you, Vanang. So
Nhi có, ok. Sorry teacher. Thiếu có 3 bạn thôi ạ, là Ngọc, Quân và Thư.
Ngọc có ạ.
Nãy gọi điểm tên Ngọc không thấy Ngọc đấy.
Ngọc Nhi, are you there here? Okay, so we miss Thư and Quân, right?
Vâng ạ.
Okay, thank you, Vanang.
Yeah.
Now, thank you very much. So now we start our lecture today. So before we are talking about unit 1, I just want to overview a little bit about our models. All materials I already put on Classroom, so please go there to get the lecture notes, the readings, materials, exercise, okay? And you can use those materials for the whole semester to support you during the financial organizations. For teachings, I will combine both my lectures and my OneNote. I will teach you on my OneNote, and you can follow on my OneNote and using my lecture notes. Okay. These models was we were talking about financial organizations. So here is a 5 learning outcomes we will cover for this semesters. First one, we will try to understand the whole financial systems. And I think week 1 and week 2, we'll discuss this topic. And then we focus more detail different types of financial organizations, including the commerce bank, investment bank, investment funds, insurance company, or even the other finance companies. We focus on the operations, the functions, and how does it works. And even we discuss some real case study refer to the real activities of financial organization on the market. And we also discuss a little bit about the regulation, or how the government, they regulate operations of financial organizations. And we use some Vietnam's and UK case study to discuss, refer to those topics. So that's here is our 5 learning outcomes I just summarize on here. And you can go the syllabus to get it more detail. Yeah. For gradings, here's for this semester we change a little bit. The first one for the participants. I just want to highlight something here. Okay, for the participant, account 10%. So at the beginning of every lectures, the monitors will be happy to check your attendance. Okay, at least you are required. You are required to stay with me about 80% on class. So it means you can absence about maximum is 20%. More than that, you cannot attend the final exams. Okay, that's the rule from the BAs, not from me. That is the first point referred to the participants. The other one is every lectures I will teach you a half of times, and maybe 30 or 40 minutes I will require you to discuss with a friend in the group discussions. Okay. And for every lectures, I try to find out the best performance of group discussions, and you get a bonus for me from these ones. So at the end of semesters, if you want to get full mark of participants, at least you attend 80%. Can you hear me, students?
Yes.
Okay, you are required to attend at least 80% if you want to get full mark, and at least you have a one time to become the best performance of good discussions among 12 weeks. Okay, so that is the first point. The midterms account 20%. The midterm test will be held in terms of the papers. Maybe I'll give you 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. And we cover some topic about commerce bank, investment bank. Some question, including the multiple choice questions, true or false, explain, and small exercise referred to the midterm test. And maybe it's happened on the week 7. For the other mark or the other gradings about group presentations, you are required to forming your own group with no more than 5 students. Okay, 5 students, and I expect the group presentation and the group discussion every lecture. Can you follow me? Okay, and so it means today you should set up your own group right now. With 5 students. Okay, and you should remain the group members for the whole semesters. Even for group presentations, I will give the different topic for different group to prepare for group for presentation as week 11. Okay, and here is maybe week 6 or 7. I will tell you in advance. Okay, And for group presentation, I give a different topic for different group. Okay, you have a time prepare, and maybe you just prepare the slide and present in front all of us about 10 or 15 minutes, and this mark account 20%. The final exams, that is the paper, account 50%. The final exams are including 3 main parts. Okay, the first one is multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions. Okay, accounts 2.5 marks, a total of 10, a total 10 mark. And the other one is true or false and explains. True or false and explains. Of course, accounts 2.5 mark. And the last ones, could you see my writing, students? Could you see my handwriting?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the exercise accounts 5 mark. Okay, totally we have a 10 mark for the final exams. All type exercise I will give you on the folders name exercise on classrooms. You can go there and get it. Okay. For each topic, I choose some exercise refer to that topic, and I give you the solutions. And so maybe you can learn from every lectures. Okay, so that is a little bit about the assessment, including participants, midterm tests, group discussions, and final exams. Okay. We have 10 topics, and we will learn about 12 weeks, including the week for presentation and midterm tests. And this topic including today we overview a little bit about financial system. Okay, and then we discuss the whole functions of financial institutions, including the commerce bank, investment bank, insurance, and funds. And the third topic we focus on the central bank. Okay, and the other ones we discuss more detail for different type of financial institutions, including the theories, the case study, and the exercise for every topic. And in here I list some main the topic for you refer to the central bank, commerce bank, mutual fund, hedge fund, insurance, pension fund, investment, venture capitals. Okay, so that is the main financial institution we will discuss in our models for this semester. And in week 11 here, we have a group presentation that's accounts 20 mark, as I mentioned before. And the last week we have a reviews. We will review all main contents, including the exercise. For the materials, I think you get textbook, right? You get this one from ISB, right? Students?
Not yet.
Not yet. I have a software. I have a soft copy. So I think I should put on the. No, you can use my reading materials. All the topic for different topic. I have a different reading materials. So you can use that documents for these models. Okay, and in detail we have this one, financial market and institutions. But I guess when you come back on the 21st of February, maybe you guess the hard copy from ISB. Okay, and you also have my lecture notes I already put on my classroom. Okay, so that is some key point I just want to overview before we move on. Are you clear, or any questions referred to the materials or assessment? Could you hear me, students?
Yes.
Okay, any question, or are you any question for?
No.
Okay, okay, so now I use my one note to tell you about the first topic. So the first one we're talking about, we overview a little bit about financial system, and so you can understand where we are, where we learn from this one. Okay. Okay, the first one, let's see. Could you see my OneNote students?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, our models names financial institutions. So before we discuss detail about the function or activities of financial institutions, I just want to tell you a little bit about the whole financial system. So maybe you can understand a little bit where we are in the financial system. Okay, and maybe you heard this one before. However, I just want to review a little bit before we move on. Okay, finances systems. Could you see my writing?
Yes.
Right. I guess that's last semester you learn about stock market, okay, and maybe you learn about you learn the other modern name monetary policies or something like that, monetary market, something like that. That is a one of component of financial system, and for this model financial institutions, maybe we learn the other main components of financial system. So exactly what it is. Now look at the financial system of the one countries. We always have a two main part. One is the savers. Okay, savers, yes. And the other side is the borrowers. All right. The savers, including all peoples or the partners or players, we have a saving, or the people, they have a saving. Okay, savings, they have a savings. Or something we say they have a income more than expenses. Okay, and it means this size, they want to use their savings on investment, or they want to earn more money on their saving. Okay, so that's why they find a way to use the saving, or in terms of investment, it means they use their saving or free money to invest or to find different channels to earn more money. And the other side of economy, and that's borrowers, it means the people, they need money. Okay, they need money, supporting for their business or their expenses, or even for the living costs, something like that. Okay, who are the stable or the borrowers? Maybe including the individuals or households or the government or the firms. Okay, maybe they are the individuals. Okay, or even maybe they are households, or even they are the firms and the government. Okay, it's the same from the borrowers. Maybe they also maybe the individuals, household or firm or government. Okay, individuals, households, firms, and governments. Now, could you tell me how both of them meet together? How saver they can meet borrowers, or how we can connect both of them?
Bank.
Okay, the first one from the bank or the commerce bank. Very good. Sorry, monitors every student. Yeah. If they answer my question, or if they involve in my lecture, please take the names on the paper. Okay. So at the end of semester, you just give me the whole peoples, the list of the peoples involved in my lectures. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
The first one, okay, the commerce bank, it means the saver, they have a saving that they put on the bank accounts in terms of the deposits account or saving accounts. Okay, and then the bank they take money to make loans for the borrowers. Good point. What else? How both of them meet together? How we connect the saver and the borrower in our economy? One from the banks and the others. Who can tell me? Students, are you there?
I'm thinking.
Just thinking any ways you know from the other modules you learned from the previous semester.
They can connect directly from saver and borrower.
Okay, directly. What do you mean about the direct finance?
I don't know.
Yeah, direct finance, that is a key term here. And this one we can maybe we refer to indirect finance. Indirect finance. Okay, indirect finance because the saver and the borrower, they don't know each other's. Okay, we need the third layers in the middle between the saver and the borrower. So we call that is indirect finance. And you see the main players in this way is commerce bank. Okay, commerce banks. Of course, we have more than. You can list some main here. And that is also we cover in this model in our models. What about indirect finance? Indirect finance is mean the saver and the borrower, maybe they know each other's. And you learn from stock market, right? Students. Did you learn stock market?
Yes.
Okay. We call this one is a financial market. Financial market. Okay. Financial markets. And in detail, we divide it into two main parts. One we call monetary markets. Monetary markets. And the others we call the capital markets. Capital markets. Okay. And in more detail, we divide it into the stock market and bond market. Markets and bond market. Okay, so that is the second ways. Here we call the second way. The borrower and the saver, they can know each other or they can meet each other's. Let's say the borrower, the firm, they want to raise money so they can issue stock or issue bonds on the stock market. Okay, and the savers, if you and me, we have a saving, we go to stock market, we invest, we buy bond and stock. That is the way we use money to earn more capital gains or interest or dividend in the futures. Okay, so that we call the financial market. And this one you already learned from stock market including stock and bond. Okay, and that is the second way. The first way that we call traditional ways is referred to indirect finance. It means here the people or the saver and the borrower, they can meet each other's based on the commerce bank or the other one we call investment bank or insurance companies, insurance or investment funds. Okay, so all of those is referred to financial institutions. Financial institutions. Okay, financial institutions here. So when you look at this one, you can see the first component of financial system, that is the financial institutions, including all main players here, I mentioned here. And the other ones, that is the financial market, that is the second component of financial system. It means that is the second way the saver and the borrower, they can meet together. Okay, and for the models named stock markets, you already learned about these ones. You already learned about financial market, okay? And for our models, we focus on financial institutions. It means we learn all of those here. We learn about the commerce bank, we learn investment bank, insurance, or the others. Okay, and we focus on the activities. We focus on their functions. Okay, or even regulations. Okay. So now you can just have a quickly overview of the financial system or financial organizations. So that is one of the components of financial systems. Okay. Now, when you look at these ones, could you tell me what is the main roles of financial institution here? What is the main roles of these ones? Could you tell me, who can tell me is the main roles of financial institution when you look at these charts? Could you tell me what is the main functions?
I think they play a role like a middleman or financial intermediary.
Yeah. Okay. They are the middle terms, or we say they are the third parties connects, or they do the roles of, they take money from the savers, transfer to the borrowers. Okay. So that is the main roles that we call the fundings or the capital transfers. Capital transfers. Okay, or it means they take money from this side, transfer to the side of the economies. Those are the one function. Okay, good points. What else? When you look at this one, what else? When you look at this one, anything else you can see from this one? We not focus on financial markets, because financial markets belong to the other topic. You learned from last semester about stock markets. In our models for this semester, we just focus on this one, financial institutions. Okay, so when you look at this one, that is what we call indirect finance. So what is the difference when you look at this one? What is the difference between indirect finance and direct finance? Are you clear on my questions? Student, could you hear me? Could you hear me, students?
Could you ask again?
Okay. Listen to me again. When you look at this one, we are discussing about financial system. Financial system is mean the ways the economy they connect the savers and the borrowers together. And when you look at this one, we have two main ways. One is we go through financial institutions, and the other way is we go through financial markets. However, we not focus much on financial markets because you already learned from the other subjects from last semesters. Exactly, you learned from security market. Okay, so that's why I'm not mentioning detail in here. We just focus on the first ways refer to financial institution here. It means the saver and the borrowers, they can go or they can meet together via the roles of commerce bank, investment bank, and insurance companies, and the other one. Now, in here, I have two key terms. One is indirect finance. It's referred to financial institutions. And the other one is direct finance, referred to financial market. So could you tell me what is the main difference between indirect finance and direct finance? Which one is better for economy? Okay, I think I should exchange the other question, maybe easier question for you. You are stay with me right now, students?
Yeah.
Yes.
I should exchange another question for you. Could the economy work without financial institutions? Or does our economy working very well without financial institutions? What happens if we have a no commerce bank, no investment bank? I mean, we have a nothing in here in our economy. What happens?
Maybe inflation.
Inflations.
Mm,
You mentioned about inflation, right?
yes.
Okay, inflations. 1 point. Now thinking another point. Thank you. What happens if our economy have a no financial institutions? It means we have a no commerce bank at all in our economy. So what happened to our economy?
Without financial institutions, so funds could not be transferred from those with savings to those who have investment projects.
Okay, so in that way, if the companies or the firm they want to borrow money, what they should do? What they should do? Okay, now let's say here's, for example, here's, let's say we establish the apple trees companies here. So today we plant a small apple trees here. Okay, so currently we are here. And why we plant apple trees? Because we expect in the futures here, maybe our apple trees grows bigger and bigger, look like this ones. Okay, and we have a apple fruit. Okay, so what we expect here, expected revenues, okay, is we take the numbers of apple tree when we sell it on the markets, so we get revenues. Okay, and if we then we deducted all the cost. Okay, and you have an earning before interest and tax, something like that. Okay, so that is the money, the gains. Now, in order to do these ones, you need to have a capitals. Okay, you need to have a capitals. The capital, maybe you can use your own monies, what we call equities. Okay, and the other ones is you can borrow monies or you can use debt. Okay, now let's say first of all you have the own apple trees, so it means you use your own money, we call the equities. Okay, are you clear this one, students? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now today if you decided to expand the business, it means that you want to get maybe 2 more apple trees. 2 more apple trees here. Okay, you want to get 2 more apple trees here. It means you increase the assets. Okay, how could you get 2 more apple trees here? How could you get 2 more apple trees here? Student, could you tell me how we get more apple trees? You can tell me.
More current.
More monies. How could you get more monies? You can borrow, right? The
Borrow
first
and-
one, you can use your own capitals. But if you cannot enough money, you can borrow. How could you can borrow money? You borrow from the families or the friend, even for the bank to get money. Let's say the same with the way you do startup. Okay, when you do startup, what you get? You need to have money to do startup, right? How you get money? Maybe you can use the own money you are saving, or you can borrow money from the parents or the friends. It's fine. The other way you can borrow from the other one, let's say the commerce bank. Now, in the case, my question here is, let's say we have no commerce bank at all in our economy. So this way you can, so it means you cannot borrow from the bank anymore. You just only borrow from the family or from the friend. Is that right, students? Could you hear me?
Yes.
So what do you think if you just only borrow money from the family or from the friend? What happened? What happens? Is that okay? Could you hear me, students?
Yes.
Okay, you're thinking about the amount. That's the maybe the family or the friend have enough money for you or not. Okay. What else? The amount of money, the time of borrowings. Okay. And what else? So this point, I just want to tell you, our economy can work without commerce bank or without financial institutions. However, in that way, it's not smoothly or not efficiencies. Because when we have a commerce bank in here, okay, they can support for us enough money, enough times or everything. So it makes our economy could be works very efficiency, more efficient. Okay, or we call cost saving. Cost savings. Okay, so that is just a little bit overview about financial institution when we look at the financial system. Now we back to our lectures. We back out. Please open my lecture notes here. Okay. We can say in our lecture, I mentioned here is one of the most important financial services provided by financial institution, that is the channeling of fund or fund transfer. Okay, here. All right. So we call capital transfers. Okay, that's one key point. And remember that in our final exam or even in the middle test, I never ask you the definition or the main features. I give you the maybe 2 or 4 questions, so I can say here. I can maybe I can give you the questions. It has the commerce bank, that is the main function of a commerce bank or financial institution, that is the capital transfer, the 2 or 4, and you are required to explain here. That is the one point. And the other one here is a financial institution. They act or they work as the financial intermediaries, trung gian tài chính, right? Okay. Okay. Financial intermediary, so it's make our economy is more efficient, as I have mentioned. efficiencies or cost savings. All right. Okay, so in summarize, we can say that financial institutions that is a party or a player that provide financial services for clients or the members of the economy. Why we need to concern about financial institutions? That is the second question I have asked you. Does economy working without financial institutions? Okay, so here's the answers. Okay, here's the answers. The main roles of financial institutions, they improve the efficiencies of the economies. Okay, they smooth the capitals or the funding. However, we have one more term here, the financial crisis, that we call, that is the other side of finances. Institutions is not only brings or not only give us the benefits, it also give us the cost. And that is a financial crisis. And for this topic, we leave later. Maybe next lectures we come back to this one when we're talking about financial crisis. Here's a diagram. I just have a drawing for you on my lecture notes, on my notes, to summarize again about the direct and indirect finance, and you can understand where we are. Here we are belong to financial intermediaries here. For the financial market, we not mentioned in our topic, in our models, because we already learned from the stock markets. Okay, so we just mean we just only focus on the financial institutions. I think now is in order to make you more active. Now it's time for you to discuss with me. Okay, Vân Anh, how many students in our class?
26, but no,
26.
but here maybe 20 or 5.
25. Okay, that's enough. Good for me. So it means 5 students for one group. So it can set up by themselves. Okay, 5 group for me. Could you hear? Could you hear me,
Yes.
students? 5 students for 5 groups. So it means we have a 25. Okay. And then for these groups, you just discuss for different topic for me today. I give you 50 minutes to discuss with the group members, and then you come back and share with us about some information you have found it. Okay. The first ones, I think I give you 5 minutes, or no, not 5 minutes. I give you the topic right now, and then you set up your own group and you choose it. The first one, when we mentioned about the benefits of financial institution here, we mentioned about the cost saving or reduce transaction costs, and the other is a risk sharings. Okay, and it's also reduce asymmetric informations. So here, that is a key term I would like you to discuss with me today. So we're back to OneNote, my OneNote here. Okay. When we look at the whole financial system here, okay, we have some main point here. The first ones, our financial institution could be reduce transaction costs. Okay, and the other ones is we call risk sharings. Okay, and the other one we call asymmetric informations. In details, we have a moral hazards. We have adverse selections. Okay. And the last ones, we have a regulated markets. Okay, so it means here we have 5 topics. For each topic, I require you to answer the question. The first one, you need to define it for me. You need to tell me what is the transaction cost, okay, and how we can reduce these ones, okay, how to reduce. Okay, and give the real examples. Okay, so group 1, you're talking about the transaction cost. Group 1. Here is group 1. Okay, group 2, you're talking about risk sharings. Group 3, you're talking about the moral hazards. Group 4, you're talking about adverse selection, and group 5, you're talking about regulations, how the government regulate the market. Okay, and you give me just one example, refer to the topics. But before, you just define what is it, what is transaction cost, what is the risk sharing, what is the moral hazards, what is adverse selections, and then you tell me how we can reduce these ones, and give me the real examples. Okay. For each group, I give you 20 minutes for 20 minutes for discuss, and then you prepare on the slides or the words, depend on you. And after that, you share with me the result. Okay, students.
Em có cô ạ.
Ừ.
Cô ơi, lớp 26 ấy thì nếu mà chia ra thành 5 người một nhóm thì em bị thừa ấy ạ.
Có một nhóm 6 đúng không?
Dạ, nếu mà thế thì chắc là phải có một nhóm 6 ạ, tại vì là lớp 26 mà cô.
Một nhóm 6 hoặc là 2 nhóm 4. Nhóm 4 cũng được. 4 đến 5. Nếu không được thì mới để một nhóm 6. Em ạ. Vân Anh ạ.
Dạ vâng ạ.
Ok. Thế tạm thời em cứ chia thành 5 nhóm đi.
Vậy là một nhóm sẽ có 6 người đúng không ạ?
Nếu mà không thể chia được 4 thì tạm thời có một nhóm cô chấp nhận là 6 đi. Và cái nhóm này các bạn duy trì luôn cho cô để các bạn làm cái bài tập nhóm 20% điểm ấy.
Dạ vâng ạ.
Okay. Và như vậy sau đó thì sau khi các bạn chia nhóm xong thì mỗi một nhóm các bạn có một cái topic tương ứng nhá. Các bạn trả lời 3 câu hỏi này cho cô. Các bạn có thể chuẩn bị trên slide hoặc là trên Word đều được. Đúng không ạ? Cô break Zoom cho cả lớp nhá.